And for what I think is probably the biggest news of the week, let's talk about this Washington Post article on the actual damage to U.S. facilities in the Middle East.
Yeah, the Washington Post used Iranian satellite imagery, which the Iranians have been releasing. They did some work to kind of, cross-check it with other satellite imagery and other data to geolocate. And they had to use Iranian images because the US military is preventing the two biggest Western satellite image firms from publishing any images of the Persian Gulf during this war. But they determined that Iranian strikes have damaged or destroyed at least 228 structures or pieces of equipment at U.S. military sites across the Middle East since the war began. The damage it seems to be very extensive, much more extensive than anything the Pentagon will acknowledge. It's unclear in some cases how long it would take to get these facilities repaired and get them back up to being used if the U.S. military decides to use them again. They were evacuated in many cases, or largely evacuated in many cases, because it was too risky to leave people in place in these facilities. So yeah, it raises a lot of questions about the U.S. basing posture in the region and whether it makes any sense.